Let's see, do I have a winner? Oh, it's a beautiful lady. Mariam, good morning. Hello, Mariam, can you hear me? Hello? 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 Okay.
I am rising to the top, me and from there.
Hello?
Yes.
Good morning.
Morning.
How
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm not feeling well.
You're not feeling well?
Yes, I'm going to the hospital.
You're going to the hospital?
Yes.
Oh, why? What's wrong?
I'm having some body pain.
Body pains.
Yes.
And you've won some money.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're most
because
welcome.
My money will not reach the bill.
Oh, how much did you stake?
And 5 cedis.
5 cities. Hey, 5 cities. And you have 500 Ghana cities right now.
Thank you so much.
You are well sorted. Quiet. Please, when you go to the hospital and after paying the bills, you have enough, remember me in paradise.
I will. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Mariam, have a lovely day. All right. Nice. Congratulations. All right, listeners. So that'll be it. Someone has won that money. You can also try. It's never too late. Star 281 hash. Now, yesterday, the finance minister, Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta, was in Parliament to read the budget. Point 121. No, first, there's one I read earlier in the morning. Wait, I have it. Okay. Hey, good morning to you, Adam Lumo. How you doing, my brother? Yeah. Mr. Lumo, you do all. Great to know you're listening. Okay, listeners. So, we were in... Okay, good. I have it. Now, Ministry of Tourism, point 106. This is what he said. Or this is what it says. The Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park was redeveloped, modernized and commissioned by His Excellency the President in July 2023. Since opening in 1993, the park had the highest number of 98,000 visitors in 2019 during the year of return. However, 4 months after the recent facelift in July, the number of visitors increased to about 150,000. Revenue subsequently increased from a paltry 30,000 cedis per month to an average 1 million Ghana cedis per month. That's it. That's all it covers with the Ministry of Tourism. Now, it moves ahead to point 121 from point 1062 121. Mr. Speaker, Ghana remains the preferred tourist destination in the sub-region. The steady stream of domestic and international tourists also required dedicated spaces in cities to drive a night economy and tourism. 122. As we promote the Summer in GH initiatives, we will also work towards enhancing security and the lighting infrastructure. A task force comprising public regulators and private sector actors have already been established to drive the night economy initiative under a public-private partnership arrangement. That's it. Adam, what have you sent to me? Tourism speaker.
Oh, what you read?
So Ghana remains, yeah. So that's it.
That's in the group.
Yes. Yeah. So they captured 2 things on the sector. 2 things. Adam, let me start with you. 2 things.
Yeah.
Tourism, that's December in GH initiatives. And then the facelift of the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum. That's it?
Yeah. In 2022, when the 2023 budget was read, I mean, the aspect which captured tourism, and in August, when the media budget review was also done, it's like there was similar words running in. And this is it. it says that government to redevelop Ebri gardens and other tourist sites. Now, the Minister of Finance, Ken Foyata, announced plans to redevelop Ebri Botanical Gardens, Yasantua Museum, Salaga, and Picoro slavery camps. The government will partner with GAMB to renovate forts, castles, and museums to boost domestic tourism and stimulate local economy. The goal is to attract 3.5 million visitors by 2025. And it goes to talk about the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. If you check the trajectory from 2003, the budget which has come out basically talk about one aspect of tourism. That's the renovation of the sites, for castles, forts, and sites, and it's keen on getting more arrivals into the country. I mean, so mostly if you push the narrative, what comes out is that they are bringing, this is aimed at bringing tourists so that the entertainment or the creative aspect also benefits from this. But I would have wished that this 2023 budget going into 2024, that's 2024 budget read in 2023, would give us some of the works done so far in the various, areas in the sector. Like there was a creative art school going on, which has, since this government came, that has been.
I mentioned it earlier this morning.
On without coming to a halt. Let us know, where have you gotten to, and what is the stage of this project? There is the amphitheater, which was promised, about 5 at a certain point in time. Then came to the Kumasi one. The budget is a plan for 2023. So if you are planning for 2024, we need to know some of these things because it forms part of the plan for 2024. So what is the commitment? Where have we got into? And there were a lot of promise made to the sector. So 2024, which is the last year of the president, we should be able to be told how far we've got into with some of these things. But if it becomes this narrative, and when the budget comes and your area has something small, which you already know, it means there is no enough to write home about. That is why a certain sample has been represented in there. Now, talking about the December in GH, it's a good initiative. And that plan with the private sector to ensure that we run a night economy, I don't think it's not an innovation. This has been happening. Always, every December, there is that night economy because of, the heavy presence of tourists and people trying to go out and make merry. So we need to, it's about time we become more intentional about tourism because this government knows the potential of tourism. When Dr. Awa went for, his vetting, he was talking about how tourism can become the #1 GDP earner by, raising or raking in revenue of about 5 billion within 4-year period. He knows the power the tourism industry carries. And if you go to Europe, if you go to America, Dubai, we know how tourism has held the economy seriously. We, as a country which is blessed with most of these things, we need to ensure tourism and the creative arts sector, which is a pivotal aspect of development, is taken serious. Because if you look at what we've done with GRSP, Ghana Poverty Reduction Strategy 1, Ghana Poverty Reduction Strategy 2, it talks about how we can use the creative sector to, eradicate poverty in this country. Because the creative sector is a sector where people can work without having to issue a certificate, like show a certificate, or you have to go to school to a certain level before you can get work. So it attracts every form of people.
Right.
So we need to be intentional about the sector and not be doing cocoa de John with it. Else we will be laughing at the wrong side of our mouths.
Ojame Kwame,
Nana,
you were not captured. You're a musician. And December in GH is just around the corner.
yes.
You will soon be performing. Nothing is in there for you. How does it feel as a performer or as an artist?
As a performer, or as an artist, it is heartbreaking to know that the government or the country, it's not government, the country has decided not to change the way she perceives the arts. So if I will put it in my local language, the Akan word for artists, agro. Agro has two meanings: performance and play. And I think that Ghana sees performance more as omu di agrobi. They are playing than omu yo yechere. They are displaying something. And I know that this is not something different. I keep saying, apart from the 2 million CDs that Musica was able to get a long time ago, and some amazing things that Dr. or Nkrumah did with the artists. He was intentional about, traveling with artists, was intentional about putting capital injection in the art space. Very, very little. Ghana has done very little for artists. That is one of those reasons why I always say that I would rather rely on myself than to rely on leaders to lead me somewhere, because I know that even the few people who are leading, who want to do something, they don't know. I've spoken to very intelligent leaders about the arts, and they say, oh, I don't know anything about your industry, as though not knowing something about the industry is swag. And when I go outside right now and I get permission from AMA to shoot a music video by the roadside, immediately I bring out cameras. 90% of people watching say, so it is a cultural problem. It is currently we are looking at it from finance. See, how much money have we put on our industry for 2024? Zero. But why are leaders doing that to our industry? Because they think our industry agro, even though the statistics saying completely different, even though the numbers are saying different, the amount of taxes that we can get from it, the employment we can create, entrepreneurship, creativity, patency, complete development. Because the problem that we have in this country is not just a problem of corruption or a problem of management, it's a problem of creativity. Yes, because we only get 10% of our gold and our oil, or less than that, because we don't know how to create the machinery to go down there to drill it. So the main thing that bedevils us as Ghanaians is that we do not promote creativity. And this budget, as you've shown me, is just one example of that fact. So it is really heartbreaking. As an artist creating content, as an artist making music, they said nothing about that. They didn't say anything for the people who are doing the movies. They didn't say anything, just captured a few items for tourism. But the creative space is not just tourism. Creating culture, creating even a way of thinking, creating how people are supposed to interact with each other. All that is art. All that is a part of our identity.
I've been asking myself, so this December in GH program that attracts diasporans, can it be successful without our sector, the arts? Yes. Can it work? Because if they come in, how would they? What will entertain them?
It can't. But you see, I think the elephant in the room is not. The elephant in the room is how much money is the country willing to put on our industry for 2024. That is the question. And according to this budget, is zero.
None.
So if the government or the country has money for health, has specific amounts of monies for education, specific amounts of monies for legislation, specific amount of monies for everything, but have no amount of money for our industry, then it should tell you that two things. Either some of us should become or join government or join the leadership at that point, or forget about it.
Martinez.
Boss, it is clear that government's focus is mostly on tourism. And it looks like the belief is that once
Has
they
it
boost...
not always been like that?
It is clear now. Very clear. So it appears like once they boost tourism, they believe the other part being the music, the film, basketry, all those angles will be covered. But it goes beyond that. I agree with everybody that it's a bit empty. It's not too clear because, like you were saying, December and GH, we cannot invite tourists to come in and enjoy without building the grounds. I mean, if they have to go for events, we need more event centers. Renovations, especially with theater. Yesterday we discussed Fifi Coleman's issue, this concern he raised. Now Ultramodern Theater promise until date. And so, what if the only theater left, the major one, National Theater, also break down finally? When they come, where are they going to have all those fun or that enjoyment, that entertainment, where the government will get revenues and make money out of it? Like Adam said, film school. I mean, we've been promised so much when it comes to our art. But when it's time for budgets, little is said about it. It's very unfortunate. But my question is, who are those who put together all those information for government? Because
Which information?
I mean, coming out with the concerns to put together to capture us. I'm sure there are consultations that goes on.
But don't we have a ministry?
So
We have a ministry.
So that means the ministry is not
The minister is there. His vice is there. So
They also,
what
they,
are you saying?
they also do consultations. So who give them the informations? Because I want us to tackle the source. Before they capture, definitely they take concerns. In fact, take the problems and the needs, everything together. So I don't get it. Because if we know the challenge in the system, we've always talked about event centers. I mean, when it comes to even musicians, the welfare, how government should come up with some policies to help strategize things, especially when it comes to royalties and all of that. It has to do with investment. We need to invest in order to get all those things possible. And so if we have to focus, it looks like all the conversation has to be with December and GH and, tourists coming into Ghana to just have fun. It's sad because it will get to a point if they come. And like I said, there's nowhere to have a major concert because look, December GH is growing, whether we like it or not. Now it's become very big to the extent that when it gets to December, a lot of people trooping from other parts of the world. So it tells you that we need more event centers where, Grand Arena, we need more of that. We cannot focus all the major events at Grand Arena and National Theatre. If we want to have about 500,000 people trooping, and they are all going to have fun, go to this event center, we need to empower the event organizers and the event centers also.
I see. Another school of thought, before we go, Kwame, let me ask you this. Don't you benefit when our diasporans come in? Because when it's time for these programs, the arts or the musicians get paid. That's your revenue or your source of income. I think that a lot of people or the musicians have been pampered or they have been lured by that fact that, when they come, that's where you also make your money because, yes, you be taxed or you be paid to work.
But I'm not a musician only to make money. That is not the reason why I'm a musician. I'm a musician to create art. I'm a musician to influence culture. I'm a musician to enable the environment to thrive through my contribution to creativity. So if we have 3 event centers in Accra, how about Kumasi? How about Takrade? How about Tamale? How about Wale Wale? And if we are talking about a handful of the artists that benefit from the events that go on in December? How about the traditional artists? How about indigenous
who may
musicians?
never be invited.
How about folk musicians? How many musicians do we have in this country? How many people are making movies? How many movies can we show in December? How many people are coming anyway? It's about a holistic approach towards developing the arts and owning up to the fact that that is the key thing that the nation lacks, and therefore we need to build it. So it's not about a few A-list artists who are going to enjoy in December. No, that's not. The budget is about the nation. And the nation must be intentional about curating, about educating, about producing creative people who know what they are, who are going to contribute to the identity of the nation. So if you do a budget and you put no amount of money and a holistic strategy that affects the industry, what you are saying is that you don't care. That's what you are saying. And you, I don't know how to say this beautifully, but it is sad.
Many experiences going to commercial.
Well,
I mean, it should be all
But Andy, one problem.
thank you.
is
Let's
that-
end it.
One problem that I see with what Kwame is saying, I agree, it's very good. You hardly hear the musicians come out to talk about some of these things.
Yeah.
Yes.
When the musicians rallied to go for a demonstration, what were they demonstrating for? Eh? What were they? What all there? They went there. Someone was seen with all the levity, got there playing with police officers, couldn't say anything sensible. Come on. What country are we living in? And why would they take us serious? How do you expect them to even think about it? Oh.
poor fee.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I think we are changing the conversation.
No, we are not changing.
We are throwing the conversation away.
No. We are not throwing the conversation away because every platform we have, all of these things must be factored. We must speak out. See, you have a platform. Here you are talking about it. How many musicians, call them right now. Yesterday I was excited when the FDA we were at court,
hearing.
yes.
Yeah, court.
And I hear there were a lot of musicians present. This is something that we need to champion. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you call them something that is very, very essential, something that's very important, zero. They hear pan, you may not get them. And so me, I'm happy.
They are afraid that you come and speak the
Why should you
truth,
be afraid?
and then people on social media will insult you. Political parties will put people on you, and then they will cancel you and clip your wings.
But must it be so?
No, it mustn't be so. But that is the way the thing has been curated.
And finally, Andy, I want us to be more intentional about December in GH. There should be a lot of, support in terms of capacity building, incentives, among others, so that these events organizers can work more and employ more people, including the creatives, to cash in proper on December in GH. It shouldn't be like we should see a serious policy initiative for December in GH. We need to be intentional about that, and it shouldn't just be about flyers and those things. We need to be more intentional.
I am going to because I have a good relationship with Honorable Okreku and his boss. I'm going to organize a good amount of musicians to go to the office, not in a form of a demonstration. It's not there yet. To go to the office and demand for explanations for why we are not captured in this. And I don't mean I mean artists, painters, people, actors. So for us to go and sit down with them and find out what are we doing so foolishly that we don't capture it in the national agenda.
What is the state of the Creative Act Bill, which was passed by Parliament?
All right, listeners, this is where we end. Thank you so much for listening. It's been very, very good. Many thanks.